Hey guys, it's Jeff from Press Your Luck, and you know, today I'm gonna make a recipe that is one of the easiest and best things to make in the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is known for making risottos and pastas unlike anything else because A, it's all done in one pot, and B, you don't have to babysit it at all. And what's more, it's done quickly and effortlessly. And so I decided today to get all trippy on you. Let's get trippy and let's make a dish that is one of the most requested ones I've had, and I can't believe I even haven't made it yet. And this dish is going to be one of the best and one of the most classic risottos you'll ever make, and I can guarantee you this one will be better than almost any other one you've had. I know that sounds so cocky, but again, try it. I promise it's absolutely awesome. What are we making? Guys, we are making a trippy mushroom risotto. Now don't worry, we're not going on some sort of weird, like, you know, trip from the 60s. We're going on a happy culinary trip because once that risotto touches your taste buds, they're gonna be singing operatic notes, like arias from Carmen. So basically, in the time it's taking me to do this intro, you're gonna see how fast and easy it is to make mushroom risotto in your Instant Pot awesomely and efficiently for your entire family or your loved ones or just yourself. I won't tell anybody else. Who cares if you eat the whole pot, right? It's just between us. All right, so let's hit that block and chase a mushroom and go right to the Instant Pot and make some amazing mushroom risotto. We'll begin with 2 large shallots and then dice them up into little bitty pieces like that. And that's basically all the prep this recipe calls for. Ain't that grand? Moving on. So I want to go to my Instant Pot and I want to add in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, as well as 2 tablespoons or 1/4 of a stick of salted butter. Now let's come down to the control panel and hit the saute button and adjust so we're on the more or the high setting. And once our butter is melted and sizzling, we're going to add our shallots to the pot. And we'll saute the shallots in the butter and oil for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of crushed garlic. And then stir that around in the pot for about another minute. And after another minute of our garlic sauteing with our shallots in the butter and oil, we're going to add in our key ingredient, well, one of the 2 key ingredients, and that's going to be our mushrooms. I am going to use baby Bella mushrooms that are already sliced. If they're not, make sure you slice them, but this saves a step. I'm gonna use 24 ounces or 3 8-ounce packages. Let's get these in there. And to top that off, I'm going to add in another 2 tablespoons or another 1/4 of a stick of salted butter. So we're adding in a total 1/2 stick of salted butter. And then stir everything around in the pot. Make sure that all of the mushrooms get nice and entwined with the shallots and all of the oil and the butter. And this butter is going to melt quickly because of the heat in the pot. And we're going to let this happen for about 3 minutes, stirring pretty often during that time. We want to make sure that the bottom of the pot is as clear as possible, so constantly do stir, making sure that all the butter does get nice and melted, and the mushrooms tend to like to absorb, so they will absorb all the butter. And you'll see that once the mushrooms are sauteed for a few moments, they release water as they cook down, so the bottom of the pot will begin to clear a little bit easily that way as well from anything that might have stuck on there during our sauteing process. Okay, and after about 3 minutes of sauteing and stirring our mushrooms in the pot, we're going to add our next ingredient, and that is going to be a 1/2 cup of a dry white wine, like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc. If you don't want to use wine, you can also use cooking wine too, by the way. And if you don't want to use cooking wine, if you're absolutely opposed to it, even though it'll totally cook off and adds great flavor, you can just add another 1/2 cup of broth, which we'll add in next. So now just stir the wine up with everything in the pot right now, deglazing the bottom, and anything that was stuck on before is going to come right up. That's a wonderful little tip there. And we'll just let everything simmer in the wine for another minute. Alright, and after about a minute of everything simmering in that delicious wine, I'm now going to add in my arborio rice. Now to make a risotto, you 100% have to use arborio rice. It's a specific rice to risotto. Any other kind will not give it that pasta-like consistency and not the results you want to achieve. So make sure you use 2 cups of arborio rice. It sounds like arbor and Oreo, okay? And then just stir that around with everything in the pot so it just gets, you know, kind of submerged with all the wine and all the veggies in there. And let that cook for another minute. And it's amazing. It looks like there's not much in there now, but wait until you see how much this is going to expand. Alright, so we just let that sit in there for about another minute, and now I'm going to add in my broth. Now to make this, you can really use any broth you want, whether it be chicken broth or vegetable broth, but let me tell you something, guys. I highly recommend mushroom broth, and I get that by using Better Than Bouillon mushroom base. I'm going to use 4.5 cups of broth, so that's 4.5 teaspoons of the base mixed with 4.5 cups of water. That equals 4.5 cups of mushroom broth. Now this is the exact same stuff that I use for my amazing cream of mushroom soup. Trust me, that tastes like a 5-star gourmet cream of mushroom soup. You can also use it for chicken marsala, anything with like a mushroom base. This stuff is absolutely spectacular. 4.5 cups of mushroom broth. And then just stir everything up in the pot and scrape the bottom to make sure that nothing is stuck on when you do. We don't want anything stuck on there. And now it looks like this liquidy soup, but you're gonna be shocked at how much the risotto absorbs everything. It really becomes like a pasta. And finally, let's season it up a bit. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes. And now let's just give this all a final stir so all the seasonings get nice and combined inside of all the broth here. And guys, like I said, this is the easiest thing in the world. This is pretty much all you have to do. Now let's secure the lid and pressure cook. And put it on top, secure it, make sure that I'm in sealing position. Now let's come down to the control panel again and hit the cancel or the keep warm cancel button depending on your model. And now we're gonna hit the pressure cook button or the manual button depending on your model. And we are going to go for 6 minutes at high pressure. Now how do you change the pressure level? That's what the pressure level button is for. You hit it again to hit low or again to hit high. But we only really ever use high, so don't even worry about that. And on the models with a nicer screen, you're also gonna have another setting up here. Don't worry, always leave it on normal. Don't ever adjust that. So we want it at high pressure for 6 minutes on normal setting. And now that we're done cooking, let's perform a quick release. And the pin just dropped, so let's take the lid off. And there's our risotto, and you're gonna see, and there we go. You see how everything's kind of thickened up in there? As soon as I take my spoon and begin to mix everything up, and you'll see as soon as I mix everything up with my spoon, all of that liquid will basically go away. It gets absorbed, pretty much all of it, by the risotto, leaving a really wonderful, creamy sauce instantly. It's perfect. And it's the easiest way to cook risotto, no babysitting like you normally would have to do on the stove. It just does it all for you in the pot as you drink more of that white wine. All right, guys. 2 more ingredients to send this home, and that's going to be a half a cup of a grated Parmesan cheese. Use grated because it blends much more easily into the sauce, and 1 tablespoon of a truffle oil. Now whether you use a white truffle oil or a black truffle oil, it doesn't really make any difference at all. And this is optional too, by the way. If you don't want to add it, you don't have to. It's kind of like medium price. It's not super expensive, and this stuff does go a long way and lasts a while, but I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of a truffle oil. I'll put that in there. And now I'm gonna mix everything up for a final stir. Make sure that all the cheese gets blended into all the risotto. And there we have it, guys. Some creamy, absolutely to die for, flavorful mushroom risotto. Let's transfer this to a serving dish and serve it up. Looking and smelling great. All right, let's put some of this in a serving dish now. Oh man, this is gonna be amazing. All of that beautiful mushroom risotto. Can you dig it, folks? Can you dig it? And there's the perfect amount of mushrooms in here as far as I'm concerned. Not too few, not too many. The perfect amount to the risotto and mushroom ratio. And there we have it, guys. Some of the truly creamiest, most flavorful, most delicious mushroom risotto you'll ever have. All right, let's dig in. And I love how creamy and rich a risotto is. Look at that. It's like the sauce forms and gets really thick and perfect inside of the pot while it cooks due to the starch of the arborio rice. Again, you have to use that kind of rice for this to achieve these results. And look at this. It's gonna be impossible to not snag a mushroom as you try it out. So let's try this out immediately. All right, guys, let's give it a try. Look at all this mushroom risotto. I love mushrooms and I love risotto, so I'm certain we're gonna love this. I think I'm tripping. But not like, you know, seeing like mushrooms flying by me with rocket legs and wings. I'm talking like my mouth is tripping on a flavor fest. It's that unbelievably delicious. If you love mushrooms, if you love risotto, and if you love like a hint of that truffle trendy oil with a little bit of Parmesan mixed in there, guys, this is gonna be probably the be-all, end-all mushroom risotto. And I really do think having a mushroom base in there instead of just a typical chicken broth helps the flavor immensely. Richard, come on Richard, I know you want some. He says he needs to check his hair. Just wear a hat like I'm wearing. Here he goes, and he's so excited, by the way, because his team Auburn just made it into the first Final Four ever. Yesterday was quite the celebration. Oh, yeah. And we had sausage and shells, didn't we, afterwards? Oh, yeah. We had to celebrate with something delicious. Yeah. Now Richard, here's the mushroom risotto. Give it a shot.
All right, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
Creamy.
Yeah, and there's no cream in it either. It's again like it gets creamy from the rice.
Oh wow. It's so mushroomy. Tasting is so good.
It's shroomy, huh?
Wow.
Do you taste the truffle oil in there a little bit too?
Yeah, but that definitely enhances it a lot.
But it also, you don't ever want to overkill with truffle oil and make it like too much. I feel like 1 tablespoon is the perfect amount. Of course, you could always add more if you want. You don't even have to add it at all.
That's the perfect amount.
Yeah, I agree. And same with the Parmesan. Half a cup I think is perfect. You don't want to overdo it. It just really ties it together a bit and actually thickens it up ever more slightly. But really, it comes together beautifully. It's almost like a sticky rice risotto. And this one is creamy as like all else. Good? Yeah.
Really good.
He's at a loss for words, or maybe he's swallowing. I don't want him to choke or anything. Can I have a little taste?
No, you're gonna have any.
Oh, good, good. I feel bad teasing him, but we don't really give him grown-up food. He actually doesn't even beg for food, our little boy Banjo here. This is Banjo, by the way, in case you never met him yet. Say hey, Banjo! He likes to say hi. He's very friendly, but he definitely smells the risotto. He's very chill. So, there you have it, guys. Some risotto. Look at you. What do you want? You want some food? Want some food? Maybe I'll make a dog food recipe soon for him. How's that sound? Maybe I can do that, because like, you know, a lot of people ask. But anyway, thanks for your cameo. Go play with your ball. You know, dogs and their balls. So he's pretty much eating the entire bowl right in front of the camera.
We need lots of B-roll.
We're doing this for lunch today, actually. Richard's working from home today. He's keeping me company, which is awesome. It's nice to have company. Well, now that I have Banjo as well, but I have someone I could actually talk to, and I feel like I'm talking to myself because I talk to the dog, and I know he certainly can't talk back in English, even though I pretend he does. But there you go, guys. This is going to be an amazing side dish for any event. Like if you're doing it like a party, a dinner party, or you're just making something for yourself or a loved one, this is going to be definitely sent at home. If you love mushrooms, again, if you love like risotto or a pasta, it's to die for, delicious, and it could not be easier. Risotto in the Instant Pot is one of the best things to make because there's no babysitting involved whatsoever, and it comes out perfect every single time. Oh, look at this. Just lick it clean at this point. Come on, just lick it clean. More. You know what, just take the serving dish.
Please, sir.
There you go.
Have some more.
And it makes so much, guys. It looks like 2 cups isn't that much. Believe me, this makes like 8 servings, easily. Easily. Although we'll probably, you know, 8 servings means like 4 for us, but you know. All right, so, you know, I'll tell you what. Let me finish and wrap up this video, and you enjoy eating the rest of that over there.
Okay.
He needs a drink. I need a drink after this too. Good thing I have that wine. There you have it, guys. Mushroom risotto, done so easily in the Instant Pot. Loved by Richard. I'm certain Banjo would love it if I let him eat it, and I'm sure that you'll love it too. And if you hate mushrooms, just give it a shot. You know, what have you got to lose? It's Parmesan in there, and it has some butter and oil, and try it. And it's totally vegetarian because I use mushroom broth instead of chicken broth. Guys, if you enjoy these recipes, check out PressureLuckCooking.com because all my recipes are there and they're easily searchable and all categorized. Definitely check it out. Go to Facebook.com/PressureLuckCooking and like that page for any time a new recipe comes out, tips on items, some humor, a little peek into my life. I'm sure Banjo will be making more appearances soon. Check that out. Guys, thank you so much again for all of your viewership and support. I can't tell you how much it means. And again, make some room for some mushroom risotto. I need some more of that. I mean, look at how much is left in this pot. I mean, it's just me and Richard. I'm just gonna eat right out of it. It's that good. That's lick the spoon clean good. I don't care what I look like right now.